Disclaimer. This video is created for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Peace, love, and life, family. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Higher Zone. Today on the menu, we got some mind-bending, mysterious TikToks they don't want you to see. With that being said, family, if you're not tapped in with the family yet, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You can rock out with me and the family. The holidays is coming up, and I'm hoping everybody stays safe on the road. That's when the road is the most dangerous. People are drinking and driving crazy. So as the days progress towards the holidays, I will be reminding y'all, because that's how much I love y'all. But anyway, family, I hope y'all vibrating high, raising y'all frequency, and staying hydrated. With that being said, let's get straight into these bangers. What? Hey, yo, boo-boo, where them picnic baskets?
Come on, sir.
That's crazy, right? It's not even their y'all, bro.
First off, I want to apologize to the parents that said they don't want their child to date until they get out their house. Validated. Perfectly validated. So a 15-year-old boy unalived his ex-girlfriend's mother and her two siblings. He took the life of her 39-year-old mother, Jessica Rodriguez. He took the life of her 9-year-old brother, and he took the life of her 13-year-old little sister. Now, let me tell you something. If you are a parent of a little boy, teach him how to take rejection, okay? Teach him how to take rejection before he get himself in a situation like this. That is a 15-year-old boy facing 3 homicides. 3 people lost their life due to him not being able to control his emotions. My prayers go out to the child, man. My prayers go out to the little girl or his ex-girlfriend. This is a sad situation, man. Super sad situation happening out of Texas. At this point, I don't want my kids bringing nobody to my house. I don't care who you feel like you like. I don't care who you feel like you want to date. Focus on school. Focus on your future, man. That's the only thing you got to look forward to. You got plenty of time for a relationship, man. For real.
That is straight diabolical. Super diabolical. Monstrous diabolical. 13 years old? What? Why is you letting your daughter date at 13 to begin with, bro? That is crazy. It don't make sense. We need to be more aware and pay attention out here. This is 2025. This ain't the good old 90s anymore. You not in that era anymore.
Let him cook.
Things got rough. People don't play like, they used to play anymore. Psych! It's real out here. 13 years old, bro. Wiped out a whole family. And this is why I say we need the fathers in these houses. If the father was home in that house, it probably would have been avoided, because he would have been like, my daughter's not dating at 13 years old. Mom thinks it's cool. It ain't cool. But anyway, family, drop it down below. Let me know what y'all thought about that. Condolences to everybody, though.
Lady in Blue, born in 1602. She had these crazy experiences. Some, it gets a little weird, but what is true is her ability for biolocation, meaning she could be in another place at the same time as where she was. And
so 2 bodies.
Basically, almost be like astral planing. You're physically in this area. Sister Maria de Jesus de Agreda, and she was a Spanish Franciscan abbess. She would go to Native American tribes in the US, like in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, and tell them about the gospel. And so when missionaries finally went into the new world of the Americas, right, they were presenting Christ, and they said, we've already heard this. We've already been baptized.
Wow.
From the lady in the blue. She told us. And she told them the tribe name, what the location looked like, and she's thousands of miles away.
It's impossible because she was in
Spain then.
Yeah. Weird. Cross oceans.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Jumano tribe, they described her as a pale woman wearing a shimmering blue cloak who taught them Christian prayers and urged them to seek baptism.
Wow.
They were not not able to disprove that. The church concluded she likely experienced what they would call a genuine mystical phenomena of biolocation.
I have heard of that story before. In fact, I heard it was through meditation when I first heard it. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about that.
Are we going to continue eating the goy slop, the fake steak, and say, hey, as long as I don't know?
What if I told you that that patty is 100% human shit?
No way. That's insane.
This is shit?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've never ate shit before. This is fantastic.
It's dog shit, though, right? No, it's human shit.
This one too?
Yeah.
Shit?
Human shit, human shit.
Oh, I gotta try this now. It's shit. It's perfect.
Try the new shit burger today.
I was going to ask, is that guy on the level? But I think we already know the answer, that he is.
I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious. After 9 years, you know what I realize? Ignorance is bliss.
Then my man said that was good shit. People are NPCs out here. They heard it was shit and they took another bite, enjoying it, questioning it, then said it was good. Diabolical. Super diabolical. NPC diabolical. We can't keep doing this. Now other people gonna see it who don't know no better, wanna eat some shit. Let's make it make sense, people. Insane.
The world that we live in could possibly be a stage. And I need to try to get to the bottom of it before I decide to have children. And when I discovered what I discovered, I decided I wasn't gonna have children because the only way to prepare for the future is to study history. There's a very large gap in our fossil record for being a human being. Something happened. There's a very large gap in the fossil record and the historical record. And once I found out that song, Swing Low Sweet Chariot, was the slaves praying and hoping that a UFO would come down and they would take them away from here, that opened up my eyes to what's, okay, I gotta look at the world a lot different. Yeah. Everything that's being shown to me is not the truth. Manufactured media can control narratives and actually brainwash people. Propaganda, television, media to brainwash people. And a guy from the CIA told me that the whole universe is based off sound, light, and frequency. Look that up.
That's deep, because when you think about it, right? Even when they talk about things that we lived, and you read it, it don't match up with us being there.
No, it don't match up. Because it's not suspicious to nobody that, you know, there's one race of people on the planet who seem like they in a rush to always get all the resources for everything. Almost like where they came from, it was scarce. And whenever they got here, it's a mad dash to get everything. Why are they able to organize themselves so well? How are they able to do this?
Damn, family. You have to read between the lines in those last sentences they was saying. I have heard that before. Sweet Chariot, come take me away. I even said that in the other episode a while back. Big homie CC be kicking that game, man. And like he said, you have these people here that rush to get resources in the way they establish themselves. How? They do it so well. That's a deep one right there.
In the Bible, where it's talking about the saying that, you know, the angels were jealous of human beings because they were going to be exalted higher than them, that comes from the myth of Adapa. Ancient text that's talking about human beings, us, being created at a higher level, but not knowing we were, than the Anunnaki themselves. We have to tap back into our DNA. We have to tap back into our, what they're calling junk, and plug it back in. We have to tap into our pineal gland and our higher consciousness. We have to tap back into our frequencies. Get back on the frequency mode of love, understanding, empathy, service to others. And also then tap into all of our innate gifts that we naturally have. Things that they had to enhance with technology were built into our avatar bodies. Psychic abilities, telekinesis, intuition, all these the extrasensory perceptions that we don't think we even know exist in our bodies, but they're there, just lying dormant, waiting for us to tap back into them. So did the Anunnaki create human beings? Not exactly. They genetically modified our ancestors, which turned us into Homo sapiens sapien. And in actuality, all of us are Anunnaki because we all have the DNA of these beings running through our veins today. So every person on this entire planet is an alien.
What do you think about that? We are part Anunnaki. They did tamper with our DNA. Why though? To make us go look for that gold for them? So they could just go save their planet and leave us here to suffer? It has to be deeper than that, bro. It has to be deeper than that. And one day, we will know the answer. But right now, tune in, raise the frequency, and pay attention.
Explaining one of the strangest theories ever exposed, the theory of the chronovisor. Okay, according to this theory, the chronovisor was secretly built in the 1950s by an Italian priest named Pellegrino Ernetti with the help of 12 physicists, including one who later won a Nobel Prize. No one knows how a group like this created something so far beyond its time. The device was described as a metallic machine with screens and antennas, designed to capture lost photons, tiny particles that still hold the echo of events from the past. And when those photons were reconstructed, they revealed real images. Believers claim the chronovisor recorded the Titanic sinking, medieval cities, dinosaurs, and even an image of Jesus Christ. Not a drawing, but an actual moment pulled from history. But the theory goes further. It claims the device also showed the far future, including the moment the sun explodes. The Vatican denies everything, but supporters say the machine was hidden because if people could see the past and future on command, no government or institution would stay in control. And that's where the theory gets even darker, because some claim the chronovisor was never destroyed, just moved, hidden deep inside a secret vault, accessible only to a handful of people who decide what humanity is allowed to know. So if the chronovisor really does exist, maybe the future isn't something we're heading toward. Maybe it's something that's already been watched, recorded.
Family, you know what's crazy about all these talks about how the Vatican is hiding stuff? I think he's really hiding something that could really wake us up. I mean, like ice, laser beams, Goku power up type stuff. Why they don't want us to be tapped in? But what's in the dark shall come to light. Any damn way.
I figured we were about 200 feet down, and it was just this monstrous cavern shape. The walls came to a canter, and they became perpendicular. And you stick out your arms, and there's no shadows anywhere. Right. So I thought, well, where's the lights? There's no light fixtures anywhere. How did they do that? As we're traveling down through there, on each side there were shops and offices, people working there, work bays, and then hangar bays. But the ones that were open, what you could see was really odd. I saw this first set of aircraft. It looked like big teardrops with landing legs. I've never seen anything like that. And they weren't models because there were electric power hooked to them, air conditioner hoses, and drip pans. So we went down past another hangar door, and sitting in there, these, I don't know, just imagine if you put landing gears on an arrowhead. That's what they look like. You know, big arrowhead-shaped aircraft. And then the last thing I remember seeing on the hangars was this one big bomber, Delta Wing. It was shaped like a triangle, and it was just gigantic. It was huge, God almighty. Then we went on down further, and we were about a quarter mile into it, and still you can look down at the end, nowhere end. It just, infinity just keeps on going.
The story of Super took it from Egypt. What's the made up place though? What's
Krypton?
Krypton. Okay, Krypton. I mean, so we can have Zamunda, we can
Zamunda or Wakanda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll take
Stan Lee. My friend worked for Stan Lee. I met him 3 times. And Stan Lee had the wherewithal back in 1966 to go, I want to make an African superhero royal, T'Challa. It's because it's from the 60s, Black Panther. And, you know, the X-Men is about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Yes. Magneto is Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King is Dr. Xavier. Their philosophies were that's where he got it from. It's all a lot of stuff is from black stories. And they just kind of, Superman is the Egyptian about Osiris, you know, like power from the sun. Same thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I read all.
I love that. I'm just now hearing that for the first time. I never knew that.
I love that.
And when I was with Stan Lee, I love bragging about it because I don't care. If you didn't meet Stan Lee, you can't with me.
Yeah.
Stan Lee, I was in his office for 3 hours. He was 89 years old. My friend went on a break, said, yo, hang out with Stan. I'm sitting with Stan Lee. I said, like, what the fuck? He goes, Godfrey, I want to show you something here. You see this picture of Wesley Snipes? Big ass picture of Snipes with the blade. He goes, he's the reason why Marvel got out of bankruptcy. It was him. Wow. It was because we had Blade. Blade is the reason he saved Wesley. And I go, and we ain't seen another Blade in 25 goddamn years.
Crazy.
But they got 18 Spider-Mans, 90 this, and Wesley Snipes saved. But this is how fucked up his business is.
Family. It's my first time hearing that also. The X-Men, Magneto, and Xavier, Malcolm X, and Dr. King. I mean, Stanley was a great innovator, super artist. He definitely did his thing. But this is my first time today even learning about this. We all learning together.
The sun is going to be disappearing December 14th. Did you hear what I said? The sun. When you go outside on December 14th, it's not going to be there. And it's getting so real to the point that Trump already held a conference talking about procedures on this event. Everybody that's talking about these Diddy files, whatever movie, documentary, get it together. It's a distraction. Focus. None of that matters. There's not going to be a sun outside December 14th. What is that the warning to? That silent shift of power that everybody has been hinting of. The reason why 3-Eye Atlas is active in sending out those EMF signals.
Family. People believe in everything they hear. In fact, once you start believing in things like that, you giving it your energy. Today, December 14th. The sun is bright outside. The sun ain't going nowhere. Y'all believe in everything y'all see. You might have seen Trump AI maybe, but the sun is outside, clearly, bright as day. I don't know where people getting their information from, man. But anyway, comment down below if you know something that I don't know.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either. Like, I get off work at 5:30, come home, and I'm just so tired. I'm so tired that, like, anything that I need to do outside of work, I then just push off to, like, the weekend. And I'm like, I'm just too tired to do this after work. I'll wait until Saturday. So then I end up with so much to do on the weekend that ends up having to be split into 2 days. So I have to do stuff on both Saturday and Sunday. So then I don't get a day off. I don't get a day to relax. I don't get to decompress. So it is really like working 7 days a week. Constantly. And I don't want to do that anymore, right? Like, I don't care how poor and miserable I would have to be, but I literally can't have a place to live without this, you know? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this. I don't have the money, time, or energy to enjoy my life outside of work, and I don't know what to do about it anymore, you know?
Listen, family, the Matrix is breaking everybody down. People are questioning everything right now. They tired, super tired. Nobody wanna do this anymore. We sick of the rat race. We sick of the Matrix. If you sick of the Matrix, comment down below.
Here's the thing, you know what's crazy about China? There's not even 2 billion people in China. We all think China has 2 billion people, right?
That's what they always claim.
That's what they claim.
Right.
Here's two things. How is it that when the CCP took over in the 50s and they had that one birth rule, one singular kid, how is it that their population grew since then? Does that make sense?
That's a good point.
2, a Chinese national just came out and said, there's not 2 billion people in China. She says it's probably closer to 500 million.
That's it?
That's it. Yes. She said they've been lying because it's propaganda. They want to seem bigger than what they are. How do you surveil 2 billion people? Isn't 500 million way more manageable? And it's a lot of land, so that's the thing. And they have ghost towns over there. Right now, they built tons of like skyscrapers and all this other stuff. They were expecting all these people, but I think they did that by design. It's really not that many people over there.
Wow, 500?
We have what, 300 here? 350?
Yeah, 350 here.
That's not much bigger than us.
I have a few Chinese friends, and the ones that come from small towns are the small towns. So I don't know about the 2 billion.
I mean, that's what they always claim. So I was leaning on that.
How is that possible if they only had the one child rule for 50 plus years?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So they're lying. So that's the thing. So it's much more manageable. So that's why they have the social credit score system right now. Like if you have a low score and you're hanging out with somebody else, your score drops. And then like if your score is too low, you can't ride the train. You can't get something to eat. There's videos where there's like, you see it on a board.
So you starve?
Yes. There's people starving in the streets right now.
Okay, how do you get a good score? What does a good score mean?
They're saying basically if you do good deeds, if you help the government.
If you do good deeds?
Yes.
Shit, this is Black Mirror.
You haven't seen Black Mirror?
I've seen Black Mirror.
There's an episode where a girl is trying to like be a good Samaritan in society and it builds up her score. That's literally what's happening right now.
And that came out like 5 years ago.
You can't buy food.
No, you can't ride the train.
So you die.
Yeah. There's videos of people dying in the street right now in China because they have the lowest credit score. The shit is crazy. It's wild.
That is diabolical, China. In fact, it's so real, they have videos on it. They even pushing these people out to like a little area where they live. They live on the floor, they sleep on the floor, they can't get no food, they look dirty. I mean, it's really rough. We see all the good technology they have. Yeah, that's all cool and all that, but on the dark side of things, it's really bad. They're not gonna show you that. They never show you that. But they quick to show you the Caribbeans, the islands, Africa, on how people living in poverty. But they will never show you what they doing. And that is diabolical.
If you ask plenty musicians, them know it, but them can't do it. So people still searching for this truth here, which this reggae music, bring across to them. And the only purpose it serves is to tell the people about Rastafari. Well, I've been a Rasta from ever since, But it's not how long I've been a Rasta, it's how long it takes you to grow up. Because what he is what he is. From beginning to the end, you can never change, because if you even adapt things later out, you won't filter right out. So we're just Rasta from creation, But me's a common sense, man. That means when me explain things, me explain it in a very simple way. That means if I explain it to a baby, the baby will understand too, So we were saying now, like the Bible says, God said him shall return as the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conqueror line of a tribe of Judah. And him shall come in a new name. And this new name shall be dreadful among the heathen.
How important are the dreadlocks?
This?
Is that
This
part
is my
of being
identity,
a Rasta?
man. Yeah, this is my identity. I don't come to bow, I come to conquer. I don't come to bow, I come to conquer. My home is always where I am. My home is in my head. My home is what I think about. And how I try to set my mind in the thinking that I think. That is my home. My home is not a material home out somewhere out there. You know, my home in my head.
Have you made a lot of money out of your music?
Money. I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
Do you have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life.
In your songs, you often refer to the Bible, but many of the young people who are coming to your concert don't believe in the Bible anymore.
Because the way they've been taught about the Bible, that is not the way of the Bible. You know what I mean? Because if I was living in that world where the everyday interpretation of the Bible go on, then I would have eaten the Bible too. But now that we have found the right way of the Bible, then the Bible is to be loved. Because the Bible is a record of man creation. It's the only book it's the only book can show you where mankind began without any prejudice or anything like that, any boastiness, pride or anything. It just have how it go, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Well, all the Christian people, not even the Christian, all the people who go to churches interpret the Bible and the preachers them. That is not the right way. Because the greatest thing is that life. See? It's life. Life I deal with. If the preacher read the Bible and tell you that you have to die to go to heaven, then he's not reading the Bible. Because the Bible tells you you have to live in a heaven. You don't die and go to heaven. You have to live in heaven. You know, a lot of places on earth could be. But Africa is our heaven. Because that's where we come from. You know, maybe if it's a Swiss, maybe if you're from Switzerland and the people know God, then maybe you could live in peace, unity, harmony, you know. But, you know, people are stubborn on this earth because of material vanity. You know, while living, we know that when you're sick, you go to the doctor. So nobody wants to die. So if you don't want to die, then there's something happening there. So the best man to find out from if you can live is God. Now, to find out from God, you have to find God. Now, when we search in reality, we find Haile Selassie, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Conqueror, Lion of Judah. That is our tradition.
How big is the influence of the Rasta communities in Jamaican culture and politics today? And perhaps you can give some examples.
Well, you know, as Rasta, we're dealing with not politics, but our own tradition from creation, from the root of mankind. So we as Rasta now, we return to our roots, which is God. You know, so, and as you know, politics divide and rule. Politics don't show people God. Politics tell you that somebody can do something fair. You know, what we know is God that do everything. So the best man to deal with is God. When you deal with God, you don't deal with politics because politics divide.
Do you have to smoke to be a Rasta?
No, man. But in this time, I mean, like, for instance, you're reaching a sense where you're strong enough, can take a little smoke. So when all them car pass, although you live in the city, you don't hear it because you're thinking. Differently if you just live so. Then, you know what I mean, the whole world confused you and you're worried and you don't have no time to think. And herb is a thing that give you a little time for yourself so you can live, if you use it. The more you accept herbs, the more you accept Rastafari. You dig what I say? We who accept herb Herb is not, herb is important, but herb is more important to the people who don't accept it yet because that is a reality. I mean, it's not Cerulean, Cerulean is something that you crave, but you check it in your sense and say, herb is a plant. I mean, herbs are good for everything. Why these people who want to do so much good for everyone, who call themselves governments and this and that, why them say you must not use the herb? You see? And we check that and we can't find, we just see them just say, no, you mustn't use it because it make you rebel. Against what? I don't care who the guy is. Because my right is my right, like my life. You know, all I have is my life. That means if I can say, I don't want that or I don't want this. When I check it out, the biggest man was a baby one time. So I don't know where him get all of these big ideas want to be rulers over people. See? And help enforce devilism. Can't dig it. Can't take it. We're rebel, man. We're revolutionaries. You know?
Is that the way you'd see yourself?
Yeah, I see myself as a revolutionary. Who don't have no help and not take no bribe from no one to fight it single-handed.
Zone family, that was the legendary Bob Marley expressing his mind for us. This man was legendary. The way he speaks is so comfortable, so comfort. You just want to sit there and soak up all the knowledge he got for us. This is why they got rid of Bob. Bob could move a whole crowd. Not just by singing, by his words of wisdom. What we're going to do in this channel is, every week you guys pick an interview or pick somebody and I get an interview. Then we go diving deep into their thoughts. I think that would be a great thing for the Higher Zone. Let me know if y'all want to do that. But anyway, family, let me know what y'all thought about what Bob Marley, the legend, was saying.
You are, to my knowledge, the only leader of a prominent nation who was abducted by aliens and taken up on a spacecraft while you were a sitting president in 1997.
You are constantly using the term abducted. I was invited by them.
The episode you're about to watch is truly historic. I'm here with the great Kirsan Ilyumzinov. Not only was he president of Kalmykia at the time of his alien visitation, but he was also president of FIDE, the World Chess Federation. He was in Vladimir Putin's inner circle for decades, has met many world leaders, including American presidents and secretaries of state. He knew some notorious figures like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi very well, but also befriended Pope John Paul II. And because he was president of the only European Buddhist Republic of Russia, he also happens to be very close friends to this day with His Holiness, the Dalai Lama.
So over centuries, we have some special relations.
Kirsan describes his entire experience in full detail.
There was something like a translucent pipe glowing, made of some matter. So I went along this tube, and there was something like a fiery, like a planet giving off heat.
In this exclusive interview, we get his chief of staff on record for the first time, saying that he searched Kirsan's penthouse apartment for hours. And then one of the rooms that they had thoroughly scanned, he just walked out of. It's so trippy. Beyond that, we discuss Putin and Trump's knowledge of UFOs and aliens. What do you think the Dalai Lama thinks about UFOs and extraterrestrials?
Well,
Kirsan even gives direct historical examples of the US and Soviets sharing knowledge on UFOs.
Thank you. Nice to see you all.
He even gives a fascinating anecdote about his longtime friend, American Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger.
Henry Kissinger was watching me closely. He was a man of few words, and Gorbachev, sitting next to him, said, "Come on, Henry, tell him."
And if that's not all, Kherson reveals that the president of a large sovereign nation that happens to be a close friend of his was also visited by aliens while he was on a fishing trip. Because Kherson courageously went public with his own experience, this president felt comfortable confiding in Kherson with the full details of his story. A story that's never been told before, but that Kherson relays here.
So chess, it's something that was brought in from somewhere else. Aliens invented it. Extraterrestrials invented it.
So without further ado, sit back, relax, and prepare to ascend into a higher dimensional space with this week's Kalmykian alchemist, Kherson Ilyumzinov.
You know we need part 1, part 2, and part 3 of that one. That one seemed interesting. Your boy gonna have to go fishing now. We need that at the higher zone. It seemed like a great story. We need to put that in the books right there, for real, for real. Let me know down below if y'all want part 1, part 2, and part 3. That was just the introduction.
Did you shoot Bin Laden? On the ground, yes. How did that feel? Don't tell me like, just doing the job, bull. You just killed. You shot.
I didn't kill Bin Laden. I've never said I killed Bin Laden.
I'm correcting myself. You shot him.
Drug him down the stairs by his feet.
Nice.
Right? I can remember the sound of his hollow skull bouncing down the stairs as we drug him down. We'd given ourselves 30 minutes on target with 10 minutes to spare. When I lifted off, we were at 38 minutes. Like, we're literally watching Obama, the body's laying right there. Cleared to the door of the room, looked in, and he's basically twitching at the foot of his bed. There's 2 women in the room.
Bin Laden's just twitching at the foot of his bed.
Headshot from the guy coming up the stairs. There's 2 women standing there in the room, right?
So is he still alive? Or is this just nerves?
So. It's pretty twitchy. I'd say he's done. Headshot. Cover the headshot, right? We didn't want to shoot him in the face. Nobody wanted to. We wanted the photo.
I don't know. Some people say he's alive, and some people say he's dead. From what I know is this man was super rich, like a billionaire terrorist. And he used to work for the CIA. In fact, the CIA built the tunnels for him in those mountains. So some things we'll never know. We just gotta follow suit to what they tell us. But it's okay to think out the box and do your own research.
The 18-year-old who went missing while hiking near Dracula's castle has still not been found. 18-year-old George Smythe went there on the 23rd. He was hiking through the area and gave a call to emergency response in Romania, saying that he was cold, he was lost, and he was feeling like he was hypothermic. So everybody went out to go to try to find him. By the time they got to where the call was made, which was about 4 to 5 miles from the castle itself, nobody was there, but all of George's belongings were there. So his sleeping bag, backpack, some food, but he was nowhere to be found, and there was no trace of where he would have gone. Because it's winter in Romania, it's been snowing there so bad that there's been risk of avalanches, there's been fog, there's been snowstorms, there's been all kinds of stuff that have caused search parties to call off the search multiple times, which is just creating an issue of probably not being able to find him, because the more snow comes down, footprints get covered up. So there's no way to really tell where he went. Police officers did say that George was taking a strange route to get to the castle, that it was about 15 miles long, not the typical trek to the castle where most people go, which could have just been that he wanted to take a different route, get more scenic, off the beaten path where there aren't a bunch of tourists. But that probably also made it a lot easier to get lost. And once he realized he was lost, he likely hung up the phone, and because he was hypothermic, kept moving, but left all his stuff. Usually when you're hypothermic, you experience delirium, so there probably wasn't a lot of logical thinking going on at the time. As of right now, they still have not found him. I believe search efforts were called off again. They're going to continue looking for him, but at this point, there really isn't a trace of where he could have gone. I also saw some people saying that his stuff was found in the castle. That's not true. That's not in any news source that I've seen. So if you have a link to a news source that says his belongings were found inside of the castle, please let me know, because I have not seen that.
No offense, my good white people. Why do y'all take the initiative to just wander off in the woods, go into the Dracula castle, by your damn self. It doesn't make sense. Why would you be camping in Dracula's castle by yourself, bro? If the door is open, that means you're welcome. You let them in. They'll let you in.
Finish him.
Dinner time. You never watched Vampire in Brooklyn? You never watched any vampire movies? It's diabolical. How y'all just be wandering off by your damn self? Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm not stepping foot on that land. In fact, I'd rather sleep outside, 3 miles away from the castle.
They still have a link to the original, but it's been changed. These mask the absence of a profound reality, and they create a facade that looks real or natural, but it's not tied to any original form. These have no relation to reality at all. They are their own, what he calls simulacrum. Here, this line between like real world and the world of simulacrum becomes indistinguishable. You cannot tell the difference between fourth order simulacrum and reality. There's a fascinating story in the book. It's about this tribe called the Ifuago people. When the ethnologists first set foot in this Ifuago territory, they were just captivated by their social systems and these intricate rituals. And the scientists came to document the authentic Ifuago way of life. But here's where things get really interesting. As the Ifuago people became more and more aware that they were being observed, they started to act a little different. The rituals became way more elaborate and started changing and modifying themselves. And they started wearing a lot more traditional clothing a lot more often. So the tribespeople were now performers, acting out an idealized version of their culture to the scientists. So all of these works that they put were published around the world. So over time, the Ifuago tribe themselves started referring to these academic texts to understand their own traditions. So new generations that are now influenced by these published works adopted these documented customs as the new standard of culture. The line between real and represented was gone. Let me give you another example here of this fourth order simulacrum. How is Walmart a simulation? It's this giant sprawling space. It offers everything that you want: medicine, hairspray, clothing, groceries, whatever it is. It's not just a supermarket. It's what this book refers to as a hypermarket. Everything becomes a sign. Everything's a representation of something else. The produce is clean, it's uniform, it almost appears artificial. You go to a farmer's market, vegetables don't look like that. So what's natural is made into something simulated to reconstruct our expectations. But why do we have that expectation? Because we saw it in the media, which was a simulation of that thing. Let's go to Disneyland. It's not just an amusement park. It's a super intensified simulation of aspects of the world that we inhabit. In their bluntness, as an overt space of fantasy and commerce, it becomes more honest than the outside world that pretends to be real. So Disney World serves to camouflage that the rest of the world is also a stage. It's also artificial. If you ask a random person to draw a picture of a princess, what will they draw? That's our definition of real. That's in your head. You define what a princess is based on a simulation. The simulation takes over around age 2 or 3. So the hyper-real becomes more important than things that are actually real. Think of your social media profile right now. It's supposed to be a reflection of you, but how often is it a carefully curated presentation for all of us? So the you on social media, with your complexities, your flaws, they're all smoothed out. This is a representation overtaking the original. You become a simulation of yourself. Baudrillard, in this book, argues that our consumer society is a hyper-real world where the consumption of images and signs and symbols don't just mask reality, but they become it. Take the brand Nike, "Just Do It" tagline have transcended physical products. Think about Mac. It's separated from the products to represent an idea, a lifestyle. So the simulation, the brand image, has overtaken the reality, which is the product. Politics, the simulation of the candidate becomes more critical, more important than their abilities or their beliefs. Why do they win? Because we, all of us, prefer simulation. We want it more. It's more important to us. Just think about everything in your life. We're in a world with fake meat, fake fabrics, fake celebrities, fake personalities, fake plants, fake grass. The trouble is that our dopamine comes from these places instead of real things. We're addicted to simulations. We get addicted to simulacra. We've sold our soul to hyper-real things. It's impossible for us to think in terms outside the simulation. So can we get back to real? I'm wondering this too. Some people might say that we're past the point of going back to it. Like we're so deep in this world of fakes, even if we tried to get back to what is real, there'd be nothing left. There's another side to this, and there could be little pockets of realness out there. They might be small, they might be hidden, but they're moments or places where what you see is what you get. So think of a genuine smile from someone you've never even met before and how that just feels. Think of art that's made just for the love of making the art, not for the selling of it. I think the key is to just know that the world we're in is filled with illusions and distractions, and we might not be able to completely get out of this, but we can definitely become smarter about navigating it. So just remember, anything that takes you further from who you are is the simulation. Clothing, ego, marketing, ads, buildings, neon lights, branding, labels, all simulation. Essentially, get back to nature. We are nature. That's one of the big illusions that is simulacra of, is convincing you that you're not nature anymore. That I need to go spend time in nature. Bring back some kind of depth in your life, slow living. And remember that no matter what your opinion is of something, you're misinformed to a degree. The more certain someone is in your life, the more you should be skeptical, including yourself. Maybe the most radical thing that you can do today is slow down and unplug.
Stop living for the flesh. Even your Bible told y'all that. The flesh is corrupting everybody out here. We living for the flesh. We not living for the soul, for the inside. We busy trying to look fly. We busy trying to drive the best cars. We want the diamonds. We want creme de la creme. Let him cook. Nobody want nature. Nobody want organic. Nobody want peace. Nobody want love. Everybody's rushing. That's another thing. Rushing. We have no time for nothing. Nothing organic. We can't even sit still and think about life. All we do is want to party, want to smoke, want to drink. We want to do all the wrong things, but instead of focusing and trying to create peace within ourselves, within your neighbors, nobody want that. And it's sad, bro.
Waking up out of the Matrix is like being the only sober person at a party full of drunks. I have been that guy years ago, and I know what it's like. And that's a little bit what it's like now, because you're surrounded by people in a party like that are asleep. They're medicated, and they all react a different way. You've got happy drunks, right, that love everybody, but they're basically medicated. They're in a trance. And then you've got angry drunks that just want to fight everybody. So you've got all these things going on. You've got little cliques and little factions, and the only thing they have in common is they're totally asleep to what's actually going on. And if you are the only sober person there, what do you do? Well, what I did years ago is I was the designated driver before it was a thing, and I tried to take care of everybody. So I would drive them home or make sure that they were okay, that kind of a thing. You give them coffee to try and wake them up. So you're trying to help them become more alert, become more awake in any way you can. So what are we doing now? What are we doing with our videos on TikTok? What are we doing in our life? We're trying to be examples, not from an egotistical way, not from a place where we think we're awake, not that crap, but a place where we are beginning to be aware that this is not as it seems. It could be like the one person at the party that didn't drink that much and is now coming out of it and kind of seeing, whoa, was I like that? Was I acting like that? Was I doing that? You know, I've got to help these people like sober up here. And it's not like there's some dire mission, but the idea is we become more aware of what's going on and we question everything. We want to withdraw from that activity. We want to get out of that situation. That's fine. Maybe you find yourselves wanting to withdraw a little bit more, be a little bit more alone, find your own tribe. You know, when you're the only sober person at a drunk party, you get real tired of that fast and you think, you know, I got to find some new people. I got to find some people that I resonate with, that I can be in life with, that I don't have to distract myself with everything that they're distracting themselves with. And the same thing is going on in the world, in the Matrix, right? I mean, everybody is distracted politically. Everybody is fighting. The thing of it is, if they can keep us distracted and keep us fighting, they can keep us controlled. But the more people wake up out of this and say, you know what? I'm not going to take a political side right now. I'm not going to staunchly be on this side fighting that side. I'm going to step back from this whole thing and I'm going to watch these drunks at this party. Why do I want to drink what that guy's drinking versus what that guy's drinking? Because this guy got drunk on beer, this guy got drunk on whiskey, and they're both saying, well, no, it's whiskey's better. Oh, beer's better. And they're both friggin' drunk, you know? Why do I want to do any of that? Why do I want to pick a side in anything? I just want to get out of that because we start realizing that just like we realize that beer's not the answer, whiskey's not the answer, we realize that, well, this political thing isn't the answer. None of what's going on right now within the matrix and the construct that we have created or have agreed to work within and play within until we wake up and realize, we're starting to remember who we are here. And this is not really what I want to do anymore. When we realize that, we realize it's not about beer or whiskey. It's about not getting involved in either one of those things, pulling back, watching what's going on, being aware, and then continuing to wake up. At some point, you kind of want to leave the party. And by leaving the party, I mean you sort of want to step out of the idea of the belief systems that are keeping this matrix a construct, right? We want to step out of that. So it's not like we're going to leave the planet, not going to escape to Mars. We are going to vibrate and resonate at a higher frequency by stepping out, realizing it, doing the work that we need to do on ourselves to continue to awaken and not get involved with the drunks at the party. Maybe that seems a little harsh, but that idea just occurred to me. I wanted to share it with you because that's what it seems like. Sometimes it seems like I am with a bunch of drunks at a party. And you know how to keep the angry drunk happy, you kind of have to agree with him when you really don't. You don't agree with him at all. You know he's completely wrong, but you got to say, oh yeah, buddy, you know, you're right. No, I agree. And I found myself doing that in real life because people are so opinionated and attached to their opinions as their identity that if you question it, they think they're like an angry drunk. They think you're getting mad at them or questioning them. Or the nice drunk, and you have to pacify the nice drunk too. That's just, loving, put his arm, I love you. Yeah. Well, you do because you're drunk. You know, you're not cognizant. So I want to hang out with people that are not drinking beer or whiskey and are not drunks at a party, but have decided that they've been there, they've done that, I don't want to be there anymore. I want to hang out with people that are really waking up. That's what I love about this platform. So I know there's a little bit of a rant, which I don't usually do, but I did it this time.
He's not wrong about any of that. It's how you decipher the information. You could get information all day, but if you can't think for yourself while you're getting that information or creating that picture in your head, you be lost. This is why it's good to pay attention and be aware. And I'm always preach that to y'all. I love y'all.
This is crazy right here. There's a company called MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. They have a database of all type of people who call in. They document every case of abduction, sightings, etc. Thousands of cases. When people are experiencing an abduction experience, if they call out for Jesus, it stops. They brought this up to the MUFON director, and he says, so what? Aliens don't like Jesus. Not a big deal. What? That ain't strange to nobody?
And there's a famous Sean Ryan interview where he was interviewing this remote viewer lady. And then he asked her about the
resurrection.
Have you ever gone to the crucifixion? And whatever entity lives inside her was tripping.
Didn't want that to come out.
I've heard many stories of that. In fact, I have one of these stories in here, I think, if not. But once you say the Most High name, Yahshua, or even Jesus, because you have to say it with intention. Intention means your heart, pure. It'll scatter away the demons, the evil entities. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It gets real deep.
School, it destroys your creativity because it teaches you a process that does not work. No scientist in the history of humanity has ever come up with a great idea using the scientific method. I guarantee you. They've all came up with a great idea through their imagination, through their intuition, by channeling the divine. Okay, that's every single scientist, including Einstein, Newton. Yes? Wait, sorry. Can you speak to them?
Okay, so I agree with what you're saying, but personally, I think scientific method is more like how these inspirational ideas are being presented to others.
Oh, yes. Yeah, good point. Exactly. That's exactly correct, okay? So I use scientific method in order to convince other people that I'm correct. You're absolutely correct. Because if I told people, I had a dream, well, it's not convincing, okay? So the scientific method, it's a way for us to communicate and spread ideas. You're absolutely correct, okay? But as I say, you will never, ever have a great discovery by following the scientific method. You have to have an inspiration. And then use that scientific method to explain your inspiration to other people. Okay?
School is teaching you instead of you daydreaming. In fact, in school, the principal used to walk in and she used to scream, "Get your hand from behind your head. Stop daydreaming." That's where they went wrong. They told us to stop daydreaming. That's basically telling you stop manifesting. They took manifesting away from us. They called it daydreaming. We supposed to think out the box. This is why they didn't want no thinkers.
Why do many great journeys feel lonely? Because true growth is personal. Not everyone can follow the path meant only for you.
Why do people struggle to move forward?
Because they hold on to who they were. To grow, you must release the old version of yourself. You can't cling to yesterday and expect today to unfold. Fear distracts people. How do you turn fear into focus? Face fear directly. The moment you stop running, fear becomes energy you can control.
How much power do thoughts really have over a person?
Your thoughts shape your reality. If you don't control them, the world will control you instead.
Value silence during training.
In silence, your mind sharpens. Noise hides truth. Silence reveals it.
You gotta love Bruce Lee, bro. On me, you gotta love Bruce Lee. This man speaks knowledge every interview I see him in. And the moves he be making, That's all with silence. That's technique. Drop it down below for Bruce Lee, man. Legendary.
So what's up? I'm a barber from America. Can I give you a free haircut?
Yeah.
So I get you right here and I'll cut you up.
That's nice.
Right now. Trust me. I got you.
Okay.
All right, come on. What is your name?
My name is Cosway.
How old are you?
13 years.
And what you want to be when you grow up?
I want to become a footballer.
Are you born here in Lagos?
No. I'm born in Akwa Ibom, my village.
How is it over there?
Good, sir.
This is my first time in Africa.
You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. When you become a professional football player, what are you going to do with your first big check?
I will help my mom and some other people on the street.
If you were the president of all of Nigeria, what is one thing that you would change?
I'll make everything easy in Nigeria, like better like USA. Do you have a shop in Nigeria?
This is our shop in Nigeria right here. I'm gonna make sure this is the best haircut you ever had.
Thanks. Do you do this in your country also?
Yes, I do this in my country. So I came here to do this with you.
What is your motivation?
My motivation is to make sure that I help as many people as I can and to show other young people that there's no limits to what you can accomplish no matter what it is that you love to do. The only limit is the one that you're gonna put on yourself. How do you know that God is real?
Take care of me, give me life. When I wake up, I know it's not my parents that wake me, it's God that wake me.
What advice would you give to somebody else if they have a hard time finding God?
I'd like to give them that they should repent from bad thing they are doing. They should not do bad thing again because God can come anytime. Do you believe that you are better than some people?
No, I believe that everybody was created equally. I think that everybody has a chance to be great and everybody has a purpose. If you can give the entire world a positive message, what would you tell them?
Push on your dream, no give up.
All right. Yeah.
No good. The front, I like it how you cut it. I like it.
What y'all think? Good?
Young King.
It's good to meet you. I'll be praying for you, okay?
Thanks.
I'm gonna see you in the pro league.
Vic has been doing this for so long. Vic started off with homeless people, and now he's all the way in Africa. Blessings to that man. He's putting smiles on people's face, raising people's vibrations, raising people's frequencies. Can't get no better than that.
A huge sign of intelligence is that you just hate surface level conversations. Like you absolutely just loathe them. Because your brain really just craves in-depth conversation. Your brain craves information. You just don't like surface level nonsensical conversation. Like you probably want to dive into philosophy. You probably want to dive into both of y'all personal traumas of why y'all are the way y'all are. Figure out why both of y'all tick the way y'all tick. You might even want to talk about conspiracy theories all day. You just crave in-depth, complex conversation.
If we can't have a conversation that's going to enlighten me or teach me something, I don't want it. Don't waste my time.
You start with that gratitude every day, and then you go into some type of prayer, and you go into some type of meditation. It doesn't have to be for 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be for 5 minutes. It's just a time to yourself. Inner silence yields peace. You got to be silent. You got to shut the fuck up and stop listening to everything else that's going on outside of you, and you have to listen to God within.
Your hair isn't just for style. It's an extension of your nervous system and your soul. Cutting your hair too often is like unplugging your Wi-Fi signal every single morning and wondering, why does my intuition feel off? Hair is made of keratin, a crystalline protein that conducts energy. Ancient warriors, monks, and yogis knew that long, uncut hair increased sensory perception, night vision, and subtle awareness. And this is why when Native Americans were scalped, they lost their tracking ability. Your hair is a bioelectric extension of your nervous system. Your hair remembers what your mind forgets. When you're in trauma, your hair encodes that frequency, and this is why when you get a haircut, it feels like an emotional release. This is not just symbolic. A haircut is a literal shedding of vibrational memory. Your hair is your soul's solar antenna. When it's aligned with intention, it can amplify intuition, enhance dream recall, and sync your inner energy with the frequency of peace and harmony. And this is why spiritual lineages braided, wrapped, and adorned their hair with crystal codes. This was not just for fashion, but function. And this is why in Avatar, He braids his hair with mother tree and then prays. It's an extension of your nervous system. Your hair is more than an accessory. It's an extension of your consciousness. And it doesn't just grow. It listens to your thoughts, emotions, and environment, even when your mind forgets. So before you cut it, style it, bleach it, ask it, listen to it, treat it like a living part of you.
I definitely felt where he was coming from, but your hair also holds negative energy. So sometimes you gotta get rid of it and start off fresh again. Comment down below.
Did you know this image of Christ is made from one single line? This is the Sudarium of Saint Veronica, engraved in 1649 by Claude Mellan, and it's one of the greatest technical feats in art history. The whole face of Christ is created using one continuous spiraling line that begins at the tip of Jesus' nose. No breaks, no cross-hatching, just a single line that thickens and thins to create light, shadow and depth. 400 years later, artists are still studying this print because no one has ever fully matched this level of control and precision.
Family, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That looked like the melanated Yahusha right there. It doesn't look like, Leonardo DiCaprio, whoever they say painted Jesus. That looked like the official one right there to me. Melanated.
3 characteristics of a true chosen one of the Most High God. Number 1, their presence is a rebuke itself from the Most High God. This is why a lot of people, especially those that have demonic oppression or those that are living in sin, this is why they feel instantly judged by your mere presence. Number 2, your presence alone commands respect. Even without you trying, this does not make you prideful. This is something that is built in. Oh yes, you have an air of authority about you. And when you speak, people listen. Things happen in the spiritual realm when you speak. You don't have to try to be seen or heard. You can just be quiet, y'all. But your presence commands respect. And number 3, you have wisdom from the Most High God. Y'all, people try to figure you out all the time. They want to know, how do you know the things that you know? But this is wisdom from above. These are things that cannot be taught in a book. These are things you cannot go and get a degree for, because this knowledge comes from above.
Family, I always say, if it's not in you now, it will never be in you. If you can resonate to what she was saying, you are a chosen one. Drop it down below.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Watch out. Oh shit! Bobby! Shit! Bobby! Oh! Where's the crashing out? You crashing out. You crashing out. Fuck that nigga. What the fuck? That nigga. I didn't fucking that.
You just fucked up the whole program. Don't you run from this pipe!
You got the celebrities out here crashing out. Your man Bobby Schmurder in a club somewhere throwing down. He don't even roll with his crew anymore. I guess people are testing him now. Diabolical. All that money you guys have and this is what y'all doing? Or celebrity drama. This is Chrissy Rock, Blueface baby mother.
No. You can't get a class. We appreciate you coming up here, but if we was like that, she recording shit. No, don't record nothing on me. Don't grab my phone from 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 me. I don't give a fuck. You snatch my phone like I'm some work ass bitch. You got the wrong bitch.
Mo. No. Hey, Mo. Hey, get in there. Good shot, get in there. Get in there. Hey, Mo, what the fuck I'm telling you? Anyone of you niggas touch my home?
I heard it was 1 versus 6. And Chrissy held it down from what I'm hearing on the internet, in the comments. She put the blows on a couple of people. I wasn't there. That's what the comments is saying. But anyway, y'all just seem to fight for yourself. This is what people doing that have money. Going back to the hood to hang out. Absorbing that negative energy, I guess. That's what they like. He can fight. You can tell. You should have been bobbing and weaving. Insane. Once you see my man doing the hop and that leg work, ducking down, coming towards you, you should have knew what time it was, okay? Cause he hit him with that fire, then caught him with the fire, and it was it. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about that low vibrational video right there.
Trust me, I know. All I'm saying is, we will shut this down.
Yes.
Respectfully.
Yes.
Got work patrol.
We're trying. We can't eat.
Every Christmas. Every Christmas time.
Early in the morning,
Never
you'll
fail.
get your ass whooped. Early in the morning.
Get over here.
We're about to go right now, downstairs. Yeah.
We all fucking around have choices.
I got you, bro. One second. Excuse me. I just got 1 second. I just got to let him go through. Good looking.
It gets wild for these sneaker releases, especially for the Jordans, exclusive Jordans that's dropping towards the end of the year. You know, AKA 11s, patent leather joints, all black, fire. If you ain't hit on the Nike app, you have to old school it. Go line up on the lines.
I said, Louis Vuitton need to get on the phone and call me and put me on. I just put you on. You didn't put me on, Louis.
Evidently.
You didn't put me on. I put Louis on.
So what do you have on this screen?
Personal.
Them thing run things international come for done.
All we have to do is send for the new dub, any sound test.
Right. Killing the game. Yep. Got
Drip.
it. Oh, let me give them some time. No, we from another zone. We just landed right here.
This is incredible.
We in the zone, baby.
God bless you.
We in the zone, family. My man straight in the zone, all right? He's an innovator. He's thinking out the box. Some people will call him crazy. Nah, he's bringing his ideas to life. That's what you call manifesting.
Yeah. Welcome to High Zone. If you're new here, hit that subscribe. Join the family, tap in, not out. Love, peace, and light to everybody tuned in. Let's rise together.
Tryna better my wrongs, accept all my flaws. I've been fighting these storms, tryna answer the call. If I fall, I evolve. Yeah, I rise through it all. Lot of pain in my songs, but my heart still stands tall. Late nights I've been wrestling with shadows in my mind, trying to heal from the pieces of a love I left behind. Everybody want the light, but don't respect the climb. I've been grinding through my trauma just to make my spirit shine. Mama told me keep your heart, I never let it freeze, but the words...
GTA server, GTA 6 before GTA 6 come out. And I can't wait till GTA 6 come out to get my game on. I put my gaming on pause just for GTA 6. Big Matrix land. But anyway, family, I appreciated you if you made it to the end. You are goated. You are definitely goated. You are one of them ones. Yes, you. I love you like cook food. I appreciate you. By the way, before you get out of here, if you're not tapped in with the family, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You can rock out with me and the family. I love you guys, man. I truly do, man. I'm sorry for not announcing I wasn't dropping yesterday. But anyway, family, keep vibrating high. Keep raising your frequency. Keep teaching others. They don't want to learn. Skip to the next person. Teach the other person. Then come back to them. When you come back to them, they don't want to learn. You got to keep it moving. You on a mission. Anyway, stay hydrated. Remove negative people from your circle. Think out the box. And always raise your frequency and your aura. And love thy neighbor. I'll catch y'all on the next one, Zone family. Peace.
Zone, 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 zone.